Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to share this really quick update with you guys. Apparently, today at 11 o'clock, which was about an hour and a half ago, Last Epoch just dropped this huge news. They've got the roadmap out for their upcoming releases for 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. And let me tell you, this thing looks massive. All right. So, oh my gosh, it looks so freaking awesome. Let me remove my camera here so y'all can see it. So we got continuous updates coming in the form of regular patches, community feedback and collaboration, which they're amazing on, balance improvements, which are very necessary, dungeon improvements, which are very necessary, and then a general bug fixes, which they've been doing constantly over this entire 1.0 cycle. So looking at 1.1, it looks like they are going to be releasing their pinnacle bosses, and it looks like they've got the Harbingers on there as well. I'm not too sure what the Harbingers is, but it sounds really cool. Random encounters nemesis. I'm thinking more along the lines of like a butcher kind of like a style that just happens randomly in the dungeons, because I know a lot of people recently have been talking about wanting something like a butcher style mechanic in these ARPGs. And then they're going to come out with a dodge roll mechanic. So they're implementing stuff from Diablo 4. They're going to implement stuff from PoE 2 that we've seen, and include a dodge roll in here, which is going to be absolutely insane, right? And then obviously we're going to be facing off against a pinnacle boss, new monolith threat. So monoliths are going to get increased substantial, a lot of different content coming for that. The 1.2 is uncovering the secrets of Eterra's ancient past, which is basically Primal Hunt endgame events, which sounds awesome. Maybe something like hunt down this dragon or this two-headed dragon, like you can see in this image here, where you get extra loot based off like where you are. Personally, I have no idea what it's going to entail, but it just sounds really cool. And then obviously we get the Ancient Era story chapter, which is the end of the campaign, which is going to be freaking massive because Ancient Era just looks so beautiful with all the lush greenery. None of it has been tainted by the Immortal Emperor or by the Void, so it's just going to look really pleasing to the eye. And then they also have down in here primordial uniques. And if I'm thinking of anything, I'm thinking it's going to be like the ancient legendaries from Diablo 3. Something like top tier stats, right? Where they don't change or anything like that. And they're set at their max values. So that could be pretty sweet. The 1.3 cycle, we're going to explore lost realities preserved in time, which I don't know what that's gonna mean, but it sounds really cool considering that it's got like this immortal emperor kind of a vibe to it, where it's kind of looks like it's you know spider webs kind of, and maybe like something gripping the screen. I don't know. It looks really cool. And then at the bottom it says Monolith of Fate expansion. So that could mean a whole number of different things. It could mean more monoliths. It could mean the monoliths get even larger inside of the echoes. Unique false echoes. Hello? Is this just like unique items that just drop in there? I don't know. I'm really curious what people are going to be saying about this sort of a thing. And then the new procedural side zone. This kind of reminds me of like a sort of like a delve from PoE, where it's an endless sort of side area or endless kind of like area that you go into that it doesn't have an ending to it, and you can just see how far you go, right? And just it sounds so cool. And then finally, the last one is going to be unlocking your skill's true potential. So maybe obviously you can see there's a little gem here, so maybe that we choose which ones we put the gem into, and then that gives us extra abilities and extra skills within those trees to make it even powerful, right? So things like the Forge Guard, I'm totally going to try out. The Lich, I'm totally going to try out. The Spellblade, I'm totally going to try out. There's just so many different things that are going to be happening. Introducing the new skill sigils, which I'm assuming is what this entire thing looks like. We've got new endgame bosses. And then on top of that, a transmog and die system so we can look however we want to, right? And then they have cycle 1.5, so they're planning even more, but they only wanted to show us this little bit for the time being. Man, it looks so freaking cool. So I'm going to run through this text. I'm going to read this text so that you guys can listen if you want to, if you're busy doing something. So at the start, it says, "Hello, travelers. We are thrilled to give you an early look at what's coming for Last Epoch over the next few cycles." Now, every cycle is going to be just like what you would imagine. It's a league in PoE. It's a season in Diablo 4. So every 3 to 4 months-ish, these new cycles are going to be coming out. And they should be coming out pretty regularly. I do know that the first couple cycles aren't going to add anything too groundbreaking. Obviously, you can see that it's going to add a new Harbinger and Pinnacle boss, but that's going to be available for both the Legacy, offline, and also the cycle as well. So it's going to be any kind of play mode that you play, it's going to be implemented into that. And then we go down into the larger text. It says, "As always, the team here at 11th Hour Games is dedicated to making the ARPG of our dreams, and we all know that's a process that takes time, determination, and commitment. As of this writing, we have brought on excellent new people, continue looking for more, and are developing new and exciting content faster than ever," which is awesome. I love that. Thank you, EHG. "Our roadmap continues to showcase that we have long-term plans for Last Epoch and its content, and we are excited to showcase it here today." Here's the thing, though, about roadmaps. We are striving to be one of the best and the most community-centered game studios in the industry, and oftentimes the best-laid plans of Grolls and Gods needs to change. While this could be for a variety of reasons, the primary one is you, the community. As each new cycle is released, we plan to collaborate with the community to let you know what's being worked on, listen to your feedback and suggestions for those plans, and continuously monitor how we can improve. Each of the items listed on the roadmaps is just a few examples of key features we plan to introduce for that cycle and do not represent the only things being worked on. Well, I mean, right there, that's really cool to know that they have other things happening within this, right? It's not just going to be the primordial endgame events, ancient era story chapters, and primordial uniques in cycle 1.2. It's going to be even more stuff added to that as well. Rest assured, the team is working harder and developing faster than before while also expanding with many new team members to bring you the game you deserve and produce a whole host of features we have planned beyond those listed on the roadmap. As we move forward in each patch, we also plan to update our roadmap to keep you informed of our plans and any changes that may have been made on feedback we hear from the community. So this is great. I love that EHG is doing this. A lot of the times when roadmaps come out, they only have a certain amount of time listed on those roadmaps, which makes sense. But they never go back and update the roadmap to have it continue listing more things and more things. And it sounds like EHG is going to do just that. So we plan to update the roadmap just after update 1.2 and again after 1.4. So after the first two, maybe every 2 cycles, they'll update the roadmap and show us what they have working on in the future. Which sounds very exciting because it allows a lot of improvement, a lot of feedback, a lot of different things to really like catch the viewer and catch the player and make sure that they're getting what they want in this sort of a game. Personally, I know I'm going to be very happy with the changes that happen. It's a much needed change. But before I get off this video, I do want to say that there's a poll, a release timing poll, which they have implemented, and I'll have it in the comments and the description down below that you can check out. Lastly, development for 1.1 is coming along nicely, and we're excited to show you all of the great content, balances, bug fixes, and endgame pinnacle bosses content coming along with it. Over the last few months, the community has started discussing cycles, how content is made to both legacy and cycle characters, and our current plan for the 1.x series of patches is to bring all content to offline, cycle, and legacy realms, which is great. But we also believe in allowing cycle characters a small bit of time to attempt new pinnacle content before extremely well geared and optimized offline and legacy characters have a chance to showcase it, just how fast they can conquer it. So, guys, this sounds like a race almost, right? Who can kill this a pinnacle boss the quickest? So it just a lot of really good things here from EHG. For a refresher, existing cycle characters will be moved to Legacy at the beginning of a new cycle. Creating a new cycle character will give everyone an even playing field with an economy reset and the need to re-roll a new separate character. Cycle is also where people may compete on that cycle's leaderboard. So we're probably going to have a leaderboard for who can kill the boss the fastest, who does it first, things like that I would expect. So with that said, we would love to hear from you about your currently proposed plans. Please just take a few minutes. It's just about 4 questions and help us continue to grow with our community. Thank you again for the amazing support thus far, travelers, and we look forward to seeing you once again in the world of Atera. Wow. EHG, I just got to say, amazing. I love that you've put this out here, about 2 months, about 2.5 months into 1.0. It really brings a lot of hope for a game like this, where I've been dedicating a lot of time to making build guides and things like that, and just kind of working on the ins and outs of what classes can sort of do, right? What masteries work really well. So I'm very excited about this. Let me know what you guys think about it. Leave your comments below, and like I said, I'll leave a description to this post as well as the poll in the description below. Make sure you fill it out so you can get your feedback heard. Until then, have a great day, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.